This episode of the ResortLoop.com podcast is brought to you by Joffrey's Coffee and Tea Company. Joffrey's is proud to be the official specialty coffee of Disney. Enjoy drinks and pastries at Joffrey's kiosks throughout the parks and check out the Disney Specialty Coffee Collection only at Joffreys.com.
This is FishSeanWoo.
And G-Woo.
And we're sitting here waiting for that classic attraction, that 3D movie, Captain EO. And you're getting ready to listen to
the Resort Loop podcast with Tim and Bob. Or is it Bob and Tim? Roll 'em.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
Please board quickly and safely. Our monorail will be departing momentarily. Thank you.
Hey everybody, welcome to ResortLoop.com, episode number 165. I'm your host, Bob Collar. Tim is feeling a little under the weather today, so he had to bow out at the last minute. So I am kind of flying solo here a little bit, and I'll get to that in a minute. But want to thank FishSeanWoo and the wonderful G-Woo for giving us that great show open. If you want to give us an open, don't forget, easy to do. Just give us that, call us on the Looper listener line, 414-WDW-LOOP. Or, it's really simple. All you got to do is hit that little record function on your smartphone. And then when you're done recording, just email it to us. Email it to me, Bob at ResortLoop.com, or Tim at ResortLoop.com, and we'll edit it. Trust me, we do a lot of editing on our shows. Don't think we get it right all the time either. But anyway, the show today is going to be really a special one because a good friend of the show, as you heard earlier, for the show open, FishSeanWoo, gave us a wonderful trip report. You know, he was going to be down there during the Thanksgiving holiday with his family, and he had a lot of great things happen to him. And I think the best part of this, and you'll find out, is where he recorded this trip report.
Hey Looper Nation, this is FishSeanWoo, and I'm going to give you a trip report for my 3-day trip the week of Thanksgiving. As I record, I'm sitting on the 7-story balcony of the Contemporary with a theme park view. It's 3 o'clock on Friday, Black Friday, the Friday after Thanksgiving, and I can see the hustle and bustle going on in the park. I can actually hear the parade. I believe it's, the 3 o'clock parade going on. Hopefully you'll be able to hear some steam engine whistles in the background, maybe the ferry boat, who knows. Depends what's coming in and coming out. So, our trip started on Wednesday, our first night in the Contemporary. Grace, G-Woo, and I came down to Epcot for rope drop. The park opened at 8, and we were the first in lines for rope drop. We made that 30-mile trip down south to Kissimmee, and we were there for rope drop at Epcot. We planned our fast passes for Epcot. We had one fast pass for Soarin', Mission Space, and then Journey into Your Imagination with Figment. I think that's what it's called. Anyways, so we got to rope drop and we immediately rushed through to Test Track, where we were about 4th or 5th in line for that. So we went on Test Track. That's one of Grace's favorites. And after Test Track, we went over to Mission Space. Even though we had a fast pass for Mission Space, the line was only 5 minutes, so we went on that. We skipped Ellen's Energy Adventure. We've seen that enough, and quite frankly, at about 8:30 in the morning, I wasn't ready for a nap. But we headed on over to Spaceship Earth. Luckily, I have access to the VIP room in Spaceship Earth, so I got backdoor access to the ride. The ride time was about 30 minutes at that time, so we were able to go into the VIP room, get a few drinks, and then backdoor access so we didn't have to wait in line for Spaceship Earth. After Spaceship Earth, we headed on over to go use our fast pass for Soarin'. The line was about, 125 minutes. Our fast pass was at 10:10, I believe. And then we used our fast pass for Journey into Your Imagination. Believe it or not, there was a 35-minute wait for Journey to Your Imagination. It's a very busy week here at the Walt Disney World Resort. So after the journey to the imagination, we went back to the room. We actually checked in, took a little bit of nap, and then the rest of our party showed up. We had 8 people total, 2 rooms, 2 theme park rooms. The rest of our party showed up, and we went to Hollywood Studios, where I booked some fast passes for Tower of Terror, Rock and Roller Coaster, and Star Tours. We got to Hollywood Studios around 3 o'clock. We used our 3 fast passes, first Rock and Roller Coaster, then we went on over to Tower of Terror, and then Star Tours. I have a little trick about how I book multiple fast passes, but you'll have to message me on Twitter and I can kind of tell you the trick. Needless to say, we had a good day at Hollywood Studios. We hung around till it got dark. We went to the Osborne Lights, sponsored by Siemens, and we were pretty impressed with how few people there were there. We were at the Osborne Lights 2 weeks ago, and it was wall-to-wall people. We couldn't even walk, but there's a kind of a fun scavenger hunt with the Osborne family lights. They hide a black cat, about an 8-foot black cat, which is made up of LEDs, and they hide it in various places on various nights. So when you go down to the Osborne family lights, look for the black cat. He's pretty hidden this time, so they'll move him in about a week, they said. We talked to a cast member, and I guess they move him every week. So then we come on to Thursday. We had a nice, enjoyable night in the hotel. It's great because with this theme park view, my bed looks out directly at the Magic Kingdom, and I can actually see the castle all lit up with all the Christmas LEDs right through the window. And interesting way to go to sleep. I've been at just about every resort since I've been coming here since 1973 at 1 year old, so I'm not that old. And the last one I had to knock off my list was a Contemporary. For those of you that are trying to consider whether you should go theme park view or Bay Lake view for the Contemporary, spend the extra money. I literally can sit on this balcony all day, every day, and just watch what's going on in the park. Before I sign off for this trip report, I'll kind of give you a descriptive panoramic description of my view right now. So here we are on Thanksgiving morning, and I booked some fast passes for Animal Kingdom. We got Safari, Kilimanjaro Safari, Expedition Everest, and Primeval Whirl. Jiwoo loves Primeval Whirl. It's absolutely her favorite, and quite frankly, it's the only ride I'm really scared of going on. It seems like it's so high up, and those little carts can just fall off the track, but Jiwoo asks for it, we do it. So we got there at about 9:30. We slept in a little bit. Oh, there's some fireworks from the parade, I guess. I don't know if there's going to be any more. And I see the monorail going by. Anyways, let me get back to this. So we went on the safari, Kilimanjaro Safari. That was pretty fun. We saw the usual animals, giraffes, hippopotamuses, crocodiles. Then we headed on over to Expedition Everest. We had a fast pass for Expedition Everest. However, the line for Expedition Everest, the fast pass line, was backed up through the bridge all the way back to the Nemo Pavilion where the Finding Nemo show is. It was incredibly long. I was surprised. We kept walking and walking and walking. We didn't know if we would ever find the end to the fast pass line. The standby line was approximately 80 minutes. The fast pass, we waited in line. It was about 30 minutes. So, although it was a little bit faster, we still had to wait in line for a little bit longer than we usually do. But that's okay. We still fast passed it. And then we went on over to Primeval Whirl, which was, as I said before, my least favorite ride and Jiwoo's favorite ride at Animal Kingdom. We wanted to have lunch at Flame Tree, however, Flame Tree was closed for renovation, so we headed back to the Contemporary and we had lunch downstairs in the cafeteria that they have here. We took a little nap, about an hour, and then we headed back to the Magic Kingdom for our first time on this trip. And we had fast passes for Space Mountain, Buzz Lightyear, and Big Thunder Mountain, all for the afternoon, 5 o'clock, 7 o'clock, and 8 o'clock. One thing I told you guys in a previous podcast was my experience with ADRs for Thanksgiving Day, Advanced Dining Reservations for you that don't know the acronyms. Anyways, so we originally had an ADR for Liberty Tree Tavern, which was a good choice on Thanksgiving Day, due to the fact that they serve turkey year-round. We had a party of 6 and an ADR for, I can't remember the time, about 5:10 I would imagine. Unfortunately, my party swelled up to 8 people, so we tried to change our reservation at Liberty Tree Tavern, and they couldn't support adding 2 extra people, so we just kept the ADR, and I kept checking back and checking back and checking back to see if anything would open up. Much to my surprise, about the 37-day window, I was on My Disney Experience checking for ADRs for Thanksgiving Day, and wouldn't you know it, Be Our Guest opened up. Yep, that's right, Be Our Guest opened up 37 days out for a party of 8. So we were having Thanksgiving dinner at Be Our Guest. I jumped on that and canceled Liberty Tree Tavern. So we got on over to the Magic Kingdom at around 4:30. We went on Space Mountain, and our ADR for Be Our Guest was at 5:05. So we headed on over to our Thanksgiving dinner at Be Our Guest. I've eaten lunch there. I've never eaten dinner there. The restaurant is simply amazing. The atmosphere is incredible. The Beast kept coming by, talking to people. Well, not talking to people, allowing for photo ops. The cast members that were helping us out. I hope you can hear the train in the background. That proves that I'm here. Anyways, the cast members that were helping us out, bringing the food, taking our orders were fabulous. They had to work Thanksgiving Day, but they all had smiles, and it was incredible. I had the lamb. They had a special turkey dinner. The lamb was to die for. If you do get in there for dinner, have the lamb. It is incredible. We had some folks in our party of 8 that had the turkey dinner, and then some had some trout and some salmon. So we had a not so authentic turkey dinner, Thanksgiving dinner, but it was great. The atmosphere was great. Get in to Be Our Guest. You will not regret it. So anyways, after Be Our Guest, we headed on over to Buzz Lightyear for that Fast Pass, and then headed on over to Frontierland for the Big Thunder Mountain Fast Pass. We wanted to get back to the room before the 10 o'clock fireworks, which we've been watching for the last 2 nights from our balcony. I took some pretty good footage with the new time-lapse camera on the iPhone, so I think I uploaded it to Twitter. If not, message me and I'll send it to you. It's pretty cool from the balcony. It's really nice. A real treat of staying here. On our way out, we headed to the Jungle Cruise, which is now themed for the Jingle Cruise for the holidays. If you remember last year, I went on this Jingle Cruise, and it was terrible. Very few Christmas or holiday-related items on the cruise ship or on the ride itself. This year, they've really done it up great. I sent some pictures to Tim and Bob, or is it Bob and Tim, and uploaded some to the Twitter. I don't want to give up all the secrets, but if you have an opportunity to get down here during the holidays, you have to, because the Jingle Cruise is almost worth its trip on its own. The theming is incredible. They even have some Santa Claus hats on some of the animals. Really good. And if you don't, Google it. I'm sure you'll find some pictures online somewhere. So we went on Jingle Cruise. We managed to walk back to the Contemporary just in time for the Wishes fireworks for the second night in a row, and that was really great. Now here we are Friday. We decided to use the patented Resort Loop commando approach to the Magic Kingdom. There's the train. We got there rope drop. We did the usual pan, carousel, not carousel progress. I guess it's Cinderella's carousel. I don't know. The Mad Hatter Tea Party, Winnie the Pooh. What else did we do? Little Mermaid, Barnstormer. Headed back on over to Small World, and we were done. While we were on that, everybody was in line for the mine train, which left the rest of Fantasyland open for the rest of us. The very few people. Most people were in line for the mine train. I think the line was 175 minutes at about 8:45. We were done with all the attractions in Fantasyland by 9 o'clock. Headed on over to the Haunted Mansion. We did that. Then we did Big Thunder Mountain. We skipped Splash Mountain. The Floridians in my party, including me, can't handle water or the possibility of getting wet anytime it's over less than 65 degrees, which it is today. So we skipped that. we headed on over to Pirates of the Caribbean. We did the Jingle Cruise during the day, and then we headed on over to Tomorrowland, where we had the rest of our fast passes. We did Buzz Lightyear again, Space Mountain, and we even did Stitch. I don't know why. I hate that ride. Anyways, so long story short, we knocked out Fantasyland by 9 o'clock. We knocked out Frontierland and Adventureland by 10:13. I tweeted to Bob at that time just to prove that I did it in that amount of time. Park opened at 8, so we had a little bit of an extra hour there. We came back at around 1 o'clock. We went to Kona Cafe for lunch, and I don't want to tell Bob this, but we were originally going to go to Epcot tonight, which is the Friday, Black Friday. We had an ADR for Restaurant Marrakesh, but I kept trying to upgrade it. I didn't know if my kids would really enjoy it there, and I logged on to my Disney experience this morning, and I guess I should tell them. Ohana popped up for a party at 8. We're going there, Bob. Lick your lips, man. We're going there. Anyways, so we're going to head over to Ohana. We have a 550 ADR. It's about 315 now, and we'll check that out. Never actually been on that. And then after that, we're going to go over to Epcot, where my daughter Jiwoo wants to go around the World Showcase and then wants to watch Illuminations. So we're going to watch her Illuminations. We'll probably miss the Wishes fireworks from the balcony here tonight, but we've seen the last 2 days in a row. Tomorrow morning, I don't know, some people want to sleep in. Some people want to go on the commando approach to the Magic Kingdom one more time. And I actually got somebody who tweeted me who's here who wants me to help them out on the commando approach. So I might actually go help them out. My family knows how to do it, but I might tour another family of faithful listeners around the park. Anyways, so I promised I'd give you a little panoramic description of what I'm looking at here on the balcony. Well, it's bright and sunny. There's not a cloud in the sky. You can see some pictures on Twitter. I have some panoramic footage, but going from left to right, sorry, I'm going to go from right to left. I'm left-handed, so I can do that. I can see Space Mountain, pretty much a bunch of trees, then you see Space Mountain peeking out of the top, and it's definitely the biggest attraction in the park. As we pan to the left, I see the TTA People Mover going into, I guess that's the Tomorrowland stage that's right outside the Carousel of Progress, but I can actually see the cars going by. I love that attraction. Anyway, so yeah, people are waving. I'm not that close, I was just kidding, but I can see the cars. I can't really see their faces. As we go to the left, I see the top of the castle where Belle and the Beast are. Still panning to the left, here comes a monorail. I can see the Astro Orbiter, which just took off and is spinning around. It's all new now. Really nice. They really did it nice. There's a lot of planets around the top, very colorful. Then if I continue on over to the left some more, I see the castle, which is the second biggest building in the Magic Kingdom. Going over still some more to the left, I see something I think is something in Liberty Square. It's probably where the ferry, that house that holds the ferry, I can just see the top of it. It's a white steeple and something brown on top. And then continuing to the left, I see the top of Big Thunder Mountain. Then you don't really see anything until you get more to the left and you see Main Street, the clock. I can see the steam train getting ready to leave the station there at the Main Street station. And continuing on, we see the ferry boat docked, Bay Lake. Still going to the left, I see the Grand Floridian and then the Polynesian, and I can see some monorails heading down the Resort Loop. Bing bong. So this has been FishSeanWoo. Hope you enjoyed the podcast trip report, and if you have any questions, you can message me on Twitter. It's been a great trip. I'm glad we did it. I knocked Contemporary off my list. Be our guest. Great Thanksgiving dinner, spending a lot of good time with relatives and friends, and I'm going to meet some more friends when I take them on the commando touring approach around the park tomorrow morning. I told them to meet us there for rope drop and be prepared to walk very, very, very quickly, and they want to do it, so it'll be cool. So Tim and Bob, or is it Bob and Tim? I don't have Jiwoo with me right now. She's taking a nap before we head on over to Ohana, so hope you enjoyed it. And Looper Nation, keep well and prosper. Take care.
Well, there you have it. Wasn't that just one of the best trip reports that I think we've had? Could you just feel yourself sitting on the balcony with Sean and overlooking Seven Seas Lagoon and watching you could hear the boats going by and the train going by, and oh my goodness gracious. And appreciate the fact you guys know me in Ohana, where I come in with Ohana. I'm not part of the family, I guess. But that was wonderful that he was able to get in on Ohana there. And, Sean is a great example of why you got to just keep trying. Just keep trying. You'll get in there. So, and you'll get in a lot of the fast passes that you don't think you're going to get. So glad that he had such a great time. Sounds like he is expanding. So follow him on Twitter. And maybe you'll be lucky enough to get a guided tour, a personal commando tour of the Magic Kingdom from good pal of the show, FishSeanWoo. So follow him over there on Twitter at FishSeanWoo. And it's going to be a little bit tough. We're going to be having a trip report coming up from our Sandals on the Ground out there in Hawaii. Good pal of the show, Dave Tupper, is going to be giving us a trip review of Aulani pretty soon. So that's going to be a little tough to top there, Dave. On the balcony at the Contemporary, come on. Anyway, as I usually say at this time, and my clock going off, my Christmas clock, that is all I've got. So as Tim would say, don't forget our website, ResortLoop.com. You can get in touch with Tim, like I said before, at tim@ResortLoop.com. Follow him on Twitter at ResortLoopTim. I'm ResortLoopBob on the Twitter and Instagram. Don't forget Facebook.com/ResortLoop. You can rate us on iTunes, like us over on Facebook. Don't forget to listen as well on the Stitcher. And as Tim says, you have been listening to the Gateway to the Magic. And then I say, see you, everybody.
On the shores of Bay Lake, Disney's Contemporary Resort is located in the Magic Kingdom Resort area.
How close are we to the Magic Kingdom? Well, it's right over there. It's a short walk away or a monorail ride to all of the magic.